Well, hello again. Today, newspaper reporter. That is the challenge that we are going to solve right now. This is an on your own challenge, so you should have completed the entire problem and have the paper in front of you right now as we go through this and correct it. So if you make any mistakes, no worries. That is the fastest way to learn, is to check your mistakes, fix them, and move on. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Here's the scenario. You are a newspaper reporter for your school newspaper. And this week's topic is underwater exploration. You have decided to write a story that is similar to the one written by the New York Times about the sinking of the Titanic. Your best friend is writing another story about a famous oceanographer and filmmaker by the name of Jacques Cousteau. Your stories will use, your story is going to use 2 2/3 pages. Your friend's story is going to use 1 5/7 pages. So your challenge is to figure out how many pages these two stories will use of your school newspaper. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get on started here. I'm going to draw, to represent this 2 2/3, I'm going to draw 2 boxes for the 2 holes that we have, right? The 2 full pages of the newspaper. And then I'm going to draw another one that is blank, and that will represent the 2/3. Now, in order to make 2/3, I got to make this into 3 parts, which means I'll draw 2 lines for this fraction. And then I get to color in 2 of those 3 parts. So I'm going to do that right here and color those bad boys in. And now I have 1, 2, and 1, 2 out of 3. Just to kind of reiterate this, fractions can be thought of in 3 ways. You can say 2/3, you could say 2 out of 3, and you can say 2 divided by 3. So that's the 3 ways to think of any fraction. In this case, we have a mixed number, so it's a whole number and a fraction. So I've got 2 wholes and 2 out of 3. So now I want to make this one over here. I want to make 1 full page and then 5/7. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And I'm going to make 1 full page right here. And then I'm going to make a clear one so that I can fill it in. And this one I'm going to draw into or break into 7 parts. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to give myself a little more room. 7 parts means I'm going to draw 6 lines. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That should give me 7 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So fantastic. I have 7 parts. Now I need to fill in 3 of those parts. Whoops, nope, not 3. I need to fill in 5 of the 7 parts. So my bad there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to come up to here. So I'm going to do that right now and fill in those 5. Yeah, my line's a teeny bit off, but you get the idea here. Okay? So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6, 7. Now, the first thing we got to remember is that you always have to have common denominators, and 3 and 7 are not common. So I got to look for my LCM, and I'm going to do that right here. My LCM stands for my least common multiple. Now, for my least common multiple, I'm going to start with my 3 here and my 7 here. Now, I've got that from this fraction here, my 3, and this fraction here, my 7, the denominators from each of them. And I'm going to start off by counting by 3s. Whoa, that's getting away from me, isn't it? So start off by counting by 3s first. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and I usually do 4, and then I'll switch to the other one and see how we're going. So now I'm going to count by 7, so I'll go 7, 14, 21, 28, and so far I don't have any numbers in common, so I'm going to continue on, and after I'm going to come back up to the 3 because it's smaller, and after 12 I would go 12, 15, 18, and then 21, and there I have it. I got 21 here and 21 right there. So I have my common multiples, which I will change into common denominators. So let's come back over here a little bit. So now I want to change this fraction so that it has a common denominator of 21. So I got to multiply, or I got to cut this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. And that's a lot of little skinny lines, so I'm going to make that a lot bigger so it's easier to draw the lines in. And I'm going to draw 7 parts, means 6 lines. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lines. Now I should have 21 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So super. I have just changed this fraction from thirds into 21sts. Okay? Now I need to do the same thing with this fraction here. So I need to cut this into 1, 2, 3 parts. So I'm going to just draw 2 lines, and I can do that right here without enlarging it. And that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 parts. So now these are both fractions that are 21st. They are both broken into 21 parts. So now I am ready to simply add these up. So I can count my whole pages, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 whole pages, and then I've got all these 21st. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So I have 29 21sts. And that right there is your answer. You're going to use 3 and 29 21st pages. However, this is not a proper fraction. It's called an improper or a top-heavy fraction. And the reason that is because I could take 29, I could take some of these here and move them up here, and I would have a whole one, right? So I'm going to actually do that. Now watch, I'm going to grab, I need 7, so I'm going to grab 6 first, and I'm going to do that just by crossing these out, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to come up here and fill in 6 here. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a little off, but there, that's covering it. And now I'm going to take 1 away from the 7 here that I've got right here. 1 more from that block. Not from 7, from the other block, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to put it in right here in this last spot. So now, as you see, I've got 1 hole here that I've added because I've moved these 7 pieces up here to fill these 7 boxes in. And now I can write the big number, whoops, I want to use black here, big number 4 right there, right? So I've got 4 full pages. So let me go ahead. I got 4 full pages, and then I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 21sts right here. So the actual number of pages that you and your friend will use of your school's paper is 4 full pages and 8/21 of another page. So that is your answer. If you got anything wrong on the illustration portion, please pause it right now and fix anything that was incorrect. And we are going to move on to the algorithm. And so here we go. So here's the algorithm. I'm going to start with 2 and 2/3, and I'm going to be adding 1 and 5/7. Okay? So now, just like always, I don't have common denominators, so I got to look to my LCM, my least common multiple, and I'm going to multiply this, actually both of these, by the giant 1. This one is going to be multiplied by the giant 1, and I'm going to show you here in 1 second. Let me write this beautiful 1 there, right? And it's going to be multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7/7. And that will give me a new fraction. The whole number stays the same, 2. And now I take 2 and 7. 2 times 7 will give me 14 for my numerator. And then 3 times 7 gives me 21 for my denominator. And that's exactly what I have here in my illustrations. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with my denominator, or I'm sorry, with this second fraction here. I'm going to multiply that by the giant 1. And beautiful 1 right here, yes. And this is going to be the giant 1 of 1, 2, 3/3. So I'll write 3/3 here. Now my whole number stays the same, so the 1 stays the same. And now 5 times 3 equals 15. So I'll drop my 15 right here. And then 7 times 3 equals 21. So I'm going to drop my 21 right there. And now I am ready to add because I've got common denominators, right? So the rule with denominators, I'm sorry, with just adding, but it is the denominators I'm going to talk about, is that the denominators just tell us how many parts these pages are cut into, right? So they're cut into 21st. That doesn't change, so I just drop my denominator. And the other rule is that I do add or subtract. In this case, I am adding, right, my numerators. So I've got 4 plus 5 is going to give me 9. And right here I've got 1 plus 1 is going to give me 2. And then here I have my whole numbers. 2 plus 1 is going to give me 3. And as you see, this agrees with the first answer we got up here for the illustration of 3 and 29/21. Now, just like up here, this is top-heavy, and fractions can be thought of in 3 ways. 29/21, 29 out of 21, or 29 divided by 21. So we're going to do the last here right now. We're going to take 29 divided by 21. That will go in there 1 time. Now 1 times 21 is going to give us 21. And when I subtract, I'm going to get 8 left. Now you're going to take your remainder, and that's going to become your numerator. And then your divisor right here gets moved over here as your denominator. So 21. So now I got to take this 1 and 8/21 and add it to just the whole number, right? Because this is all part of the fraction here. It's just been reduced. So I'm going to add 3 plus 1, and that's going to give me 4 and 8/21. And look here, that agrees with our illustration right there. Fantastic, my friends. All right, so you have done a fantastic job. If you made any mistakes, it's still a fantastic job because you're learning from your mistakes, and that is wonderful, right? So, great job. I will see you next time. Next time we're going to do some subtracting of mixed numbers. I love it. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.